Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I am Jess, and thanks for clicking on today's video. I've got a lot of good stuff for you today. For one, it's a week 211 update of my weight loss journey. We have a new monthly challenge, and this one, I got a lot to talk about for the monthly challenge for the month of March. And then obviously the plan for the week. So let's jump into today's video. So last week, I don't have anything exciting to talk about. I literally was chewing on what to do for the month of March for the weight loss challenge. Like I had mentioned in my previous video, I was considering doing a updated version of the Clean 30 challenge. I've done so many monthly challenges on this channel. I do them because it keeps my journey exciting, it keeps me interested, it keeps the progress moving, and when you have a lot of weight to lose, you have to do stuff to keep you engaged. So I've done a total carb challenge on this channel before where I did 20 or less total carbs, not net carbs. I've done the Clean 30 challenge in a couple different forms. And I have done a load, like just stuff like that on this channel. So I was thinking for the entire week because I know how much work it is behind the scenes to film everything, to make, log everything into a food diary such as like Carb Manager or MyFitnessPal, videotape everything I cook, and just know that my kids have 2 sports each, volleyball and softball for each kid. So I know how much is on my plate right now, and spring break is in the month of March. So I was like, oh, this is the really hard time to commit to something that is really going to be demanding time-wise on my schedule. So it took a lot to figure out what the plan was going to be. So with that said, I'm always up for a challenge. So I thought instead of just taking the month off and doing something simple like let's walk 50 miles or something challenge, I need to push myself. I need to fight for my health. I have new approaches to what I do weight loss wise now, and different explanations of why I have these goals versus the first time around. And it's really time to do an updated version of what I think works best for me. So that means this decision was I had to put the work in. I'm up for the challenge and I can make it work. And sometimes when you are faced with a huge challenge up ahead, it's so much easier to be like, no thanks, and run away. And that was my first instinct. But I was like, I can't do that. I have the opportunity right now to do this. And I just need to make it work and not make the excuses, because what ultimately is important right now, my health and losing this weight, above all the other stuff, all the other noise in the background. So it was like, I know what I'm supposed to do, I just need to commit to this. So with that said, we're gonna do an updated version of the Clean 30 challenge, but because I've done so many challenges on my site, I wanted to rename it to something now, so you know what to look for. And I thought, why not make a funny name for this, a little catchy, name for this, and I'm naming it the Flab Fighter Challenge. Because summer's coming. Summer is bathing suit weather. It's short sleeves, it's shorts, it's, you can't hide in sweatshirts. So why not fight the flab now for the next 3 months or so and get ourselves on track for summer. Additionally to that, the January 1st, initial surge of motivation kind of fizzles out by March. So if you're one of the people that might have slipped up or went back to old ways and you need to get going again, this is a great time to do this challenge. I wanted to name it March Madness, but that was taken. So we're gonna be the Flab Fighters, and I'm for the whole month of March. Here's how it's gonna work. So it's very similar to the Rewind 30 challenge, but I have different goals. This time around, I don't want to rely on products. I relied on shakes, bars, just keto treats, you know, stuff like that that I don't necessarily do anymore. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying on my day-to-day stuff, my goals are different. So how it works is basically I'm going to be tracking my macros every single day for the month of March. Was there 31 days in the month? That's a steep goal because if you haven't noticed, I hate tracking macros. But I hate being fat more and fat and unhealthy, so it's the lesser of the two evils. So we're gonna track them. I'm avoiding all sugar, I should say all added sugar, soy, wheat, just the processed foods. Same goal I've had since the beginning of this year. Just avoiding all of that processed foods and crap. I'm gonna make sure I read ingredients on the labels. I'm going to keep it simple, silly. This is really, we're really gonna be basic. You know, you're not gonna see any mind-blowing things. It's going to be simple. If it works, it's gonna be repeated a lot, and keep it simple, silly can't be more appropriate for this challenge. Because why make it so complicated when you can keep it simple? I'm going to be limiting snacking. Instead of the Clean 30 challenge had 2 meals, or the macros of the day broken into 2 meals. In order to hit my protein goals, I can't do that. So I will be doing 3 meals and limit all the snacking. So that's the first big difference between the Clean 30 challenge and the Flab Fighter challenge, is I'm going for 3 meals. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Which includes intermittent fasting, so my eating window will be like from 8 to 6 during the day. And after that, it's a fasting window. So I'm not sure how many hours that actually turns into, but I'm still going to be intermittent fasting. And at the end of the day, you do you. This is just what I'm doing. I'm sharing what I'm gonna be doing. If that inspires you or you like what you see, you can follow along. But I would strongly suggest you to find a support partner, a friend, you know, it's just somebody that's in the trenches with you. You can join my Keto Rewind community, obviously, and do this with me, but it is so important to have that support. And then the next thing is I'm going to take before pictures for the month. I haven't taken any pictures, honestly, since January 1st, so I'm going to take updated pictures, measurements, you know, that kind of thing. I am going to weigh in every Monday. I'm going to continue that on. And my other fitness goals would be I'm going to work out Monday through Friday. I enjoy strength training. I'm going to keep doing that. My strength training is for my anxiety, for my mental health, and I enjoy doing that, so it just makes sense. I may add a little bit of extra activity here and there, but the only actual exercise I'm planning on doing is strength training Monday through Friday every week. Okay, so when it comes to the actual macros, in Carb Manager, which I track on my phone, you can track on on the computer, you're gonna log every single thing you eat. And before I get into like the logistics part of it, I have set my Carb Manager to high protein keto. If you're not on the protein bandwagon, just stick to keto. There's nothing wrong with keto. My goals are just different this time around. I'm on a high protein focus because I feel fuller longer, I don't get hungry as often, I'm more satiated, I am doing strength training, so that's what my goals are. You do you. But when it comes to the actual, you know, the settings, I would just use in every food diary, like MyFitnessPal, Chronometer or something like that, Carb Manager, they all have a little tutorial on how to set your macros. And then you just go by those numbers. When I do my daily videos, I'll briefly go over that and how to set that. But just know that I'm doing a high protein keto, so my goal is to hit 155 grams of protein per day. My calories is, I think, 1774 per day. Keep in mind, that is for me. Yours is gonna be different for you. I'm tall, I'm a bigger girl, you know, 1,200 calories is not cutting it for me. I'm going for 1,700. So with that said, you're gonna see more food, a higher volume of food this time around than my previous versions. And that's because I'm having more protein and my goals have changed. But the original Keto Rewind Clean 30 Challenge has a great example of just plain keto stuff, so check that one out. Of all my goals, I should say, I'm gonna strive to hit my protein goal first. And then carbs and fats will just fill in, and I'm not gonna sweat about that. But the protein goal is what I'm really gonna aim for every day. So it's a lot of protein in a day. But my week is going to look like this. Let me put it on the screen for you. I've done Monday through Friday this week, just a general overview of what the meal plan I'm gonna be having for this week so that I can make my shopping list and stuff like that. I don't have this all made for you today, but I will be including that in the videos throughout this week. Why am I doing like 3 egg whites and 1 egg yolk? It's all about the macros. I have to get a lot of protein in. If I ate as many eggs as I need to get the protein levels high, I would be over in my fats. So a nice, good, delicious yolk goes a long ways. And if you cut, not that you don't want to cut all the yolks out because they're good for you, but you can limit how many you have to make sure you get your protein amounts in. It's all about making that jigsaw puzzle fit. But I'm cooking it in butter, so it's not like I'm having no fat, you know. So it's just a little bit of a tweaks here and there, where before I just did 3 eggs with bacon. You know, that was a lot of fat. But I didn't get as much protein as I needed, and you know, stuff like that. So I thought, this time around, this is what I have been doing for a while now, and I'll just share. So that means for lunch, I'm gonna have 2 turkey burgers, like the 85-15 fat content on the ground turkey. And this can be swapped out with beef or chicken if you don't want to do turkey. And then I'm gonna have it with dill, relish, and mustard, like smothered, and Greek yogurt on the side, plain non-fat Greek yogurt. And then, not non-fat, I think it's 2%, sorry. And then for dinner, I'm gonna do a grilled buffalo chicken salad. So a real easy way to make chicken and a nice easy salad with a delicious dressing. Done. That's it. Eating window shuts. Day 2 starts. Now you may notice on this screen that there's a lot of repetitive stuff. Now the reason for that is, if it has worked and it's checking all the boxes, why does every single meal need to be different? Especially when you're logging your food for 31 days in a row, the repetitiveness will be a blessing. I mean, trust me on this. I put so many hours into logging and preparing and planning in the first couple sessions of the Clean 30 Challenge, and it is so tedious. This time around, I'm not making myself crazy. If that meal worked and it fit the macros, we're doing it again. You know, because another thing is the joy of eating food, and that associating, you know, this pleasure out of food also creates an environment to just want to eat so much. So if you just tone it down and kind of not be as excited about eating your food, you can't overeat it, you know, or you're eating for your health, not for your pleasure. And those are very, very important distinctions on overcoming emotional eating. So the point of the whole challenge is to feel full and satisfied, and to eliminate snacking, and to keep it simple. So that is the goals of this challenge, and get your protein in. So that's why you're gonna see a lot of very, very minimal variation in breakfast. And very minimal variation in lunch. I put the effort into swapping it up so that dinners are different every night. So with that said, keep in mind a few things. For one, this is free. This is just me sharing what I'm doing. This is not something that is the end-all, be-all, expert. You know, this is just what I'm doing for this month to clean it up, to inspire and motivate you, and either you can follow along, or you can take this as, you know, as a stepping point and come up with your own thing that works for you, because that's the main thing. You have to do what works for you. So being that I just finally committed to doing this, this content, the daily videos, won't start till next Monday. And I will schedule them so they will come out all seamless every day at 8 o'clock. The video will come out. And it'll be labeled day 1, day 2, day 3, you know, all of that things. But I need time to film all of this in the meantime. So that's what I'm going to be doing this week. I've got to make the shopping list. I've got to put this content on my site, KetoRewind.com. So it's just going to take a little time to get that all loaded and ready to go so that all of my I's are dotted, my T's are crossed, and it makes sense. All right, so anyways, it's fine. Everything's fine. We can do this. Don't make this so hard. Keep it simple. Follow along. You do you. And I hope you enjoy the upcoming next 31 days straight of videos. So, like I said, these videos will begin on next Monday, which I think is the 6th, and we'll follow through the first week of April. But it'll be 31 days straight of what we're doing. So I'm excited. I hope you are. Remember, everything that you do right now will show up in summer. You know, because after like 10, 15, 20 pounds, that starts to get noticed. But you have to put the work in now so that when summer's here, you have results that you can show off and be proud of. So I am Jess. You're watching Keto Rewind. Comment below if you're in and you're ready to get this started. Bye! Okay, so let's find out if my belly rubs on the fridge door when I stand in front of the island and open up the fridge. Here's the before video, and then I'll put the current video or the update now. Nope, doesn't rub anymore. And it's such a wonderful feeling. There's probably a solid 3 inches between where my belly is and where the fridge door begins. So no longer rubbing my belly every time I want to open my own refrigerator.